don't think most women can actually genuinely understand how lonely the majority of men are. Yeah. And you need to truly understand, if you're Joe Schmo, average in nearly every way, in Starbucks working, you ain't getting a DM ever. You girls will never be lonely. As much as you might be unhappy with the possible suitors, you can at least fuck about and flirt if you feel sad. There are men out here in the world who have genuine loneliness. And I can prove this statistically. Why do you think it's all the men killing themselves compared to the women?
Financial reasons.
Wow. Okay, he took it very dark. He brought it very fucking dark there.
Of why men are killing themselves.
I actually disagree. I think men kill themselves for mental health reasons.
Yeah,
majority.
but it's usually related to, like, statistically, it's usually related to financial issues that lead to mental health
Thank
issues.
you, man.
I'm not
Appreciate
saying
it.
men aren't lonely.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of lonely men out there, and they have very serious mental health issues that they don't feel like they could talk about because they're told to be tough and to brush it off. So definitely. But he's saying that majority of men kill themselves because they're lonely, when statistically that's not right. That's the only thing I was saying.
Okay.
You had a friend or...
Well, no, I just think based off of, like, not only firsthand, but, like, majority of people I talk to, like, men do go through loneliness. And I do agree that it is a lot easier, like we were talking about before, like, women, it's a lot easier for, like, you to find a date, you to flirt, than guys necessarily to, like, they're not obviously, like, and it's not our fault that we're not the ones, like, oh, like, yeah, the men are DMing us, but, like, realistically, like, girls are gonna get more DMs than guys, so I can definitely see, like, his point of view. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh my gosh, I'm an Andrew Tate stan by any way or shape or form, but I'm saying it is valid. Like, men do have a lot of mental health issues. They are very, like, I can see that how, like, lonely is, like, being lonely is, like, a problem for them, and I do think that part of the reason men kill themselves is partially because they are lonely. I can see that.
I'm that's exactly, yes.
Okay.
I never saying that men don't kill themselves because they're lonely.
Yeah, no,
he said,
yeah.
why do you think the majority? So I would just point out the word majority.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely is there's a lot of men who are lonely.
Sorry.
And I see that as a problem, but that's why they have to just stress less on, 'cause I know a friendship cannot always fulfill the shoes of a like a true partner companionship. But yeah, he has a point, but that's just a video of him saying that. What's his advice after? What is his call to action? How does he help them resolve that problem instead of just pointing out to more men that they're lonely? Like, all he's doing is acknowledging
I think it also raises a little bit of awareness for women, because I think a lot, until I'm not saying that, I think that Andrew Tate's diagnoses 85% of the time are pretty damn accurate. I don't agree with his prescriptions 80% of the time. I think majority of the time it's super conflated to his lifestyle of, you know, fuck bitches, like, you know, it's a very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Double-edged sword? I don't know.
No, not double-edged sword. I think he portrays a lifestyle that is really unrealistic for a lot of people, obviously, and I don't think a lot of the lifestyle choices he made or he makes are morally correct and necessary for human flourishing. Mm-hmm. But I agree that he brings up a lot of points that have been ignored until very recently, and until people like him have come into the social media space.
Good point, but, like, I see that he's telling men or telling women, trying to bring it to their attention, but women aren't watching Andrew Tate. Men are. I know he has women around them, but the thousands of people, everyone who's watching, are a majority of men. So I just feel like that is just pointing out to them more that they're lonely, and also, like how you said, an unattainable lifestyle. If anything, he's making men think that what he's doing is this average thing that they all should be doing, and making them feel more sad and behind in life. So maybe it's right message, wrong sponsor, because yeah, he just told men, oh, you're lonely, you can't do anything, this is why you guys kill yourselves. Sad music, video shuts off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously that was just a clip from a whole podcast, but I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of Andrew Tate's content, especially his long form content. The only things that I've really seen him in terms of, like, a call to action and a prescription to like advice for men on a broad level is essentially, like, get a job, do something that's going to be productive to society, and get into the gym. Make yourself essentially more attractive to women, because if we get down to the base level of it, I know we talked about feminism a lot, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but feminism has essentially, especially in recent waves, has told women that you don't need men, and men are being overlooked a lot of the times because of that now. So they don't feel valued. They don't feel that they need to put any effort into their appearance, their lifestyle, their jobs, because they're not going to get anything out of it in their eyes, obviously. But I think raising awareness for this helps them like see that there is going to be hope, that they should put effort into their lifestyle, into how they present themselves, into the things that they work for, and become productive members of society, because it is going to increase their value on a whole.
I agree with what Andrew Tate said about like girls can flirt and fuck more easily, but I don't think that's the cure to loneliness. So I think anyone who lacks genuine connection feels lonely, and as we talked about, men are pursuing sex which isn't extremely like meaningful. So when they're not pursuing the meaningful type of intimacy, then maybe that could play a role into why men are more lonely.
Well, I think the point that he was kind of trying to make, and one of the reasons I wanted to pull it up, because I mean, it's basically, we already had the conversation about, well, who's it harder to get laid? And you could argue that maybe even if a woman could get like a one-night stand or get sex, that maybe that's not even what women are after, that's not even what they want. But I think what he's trying to say is, well, at least you can get that level of attention. Like you can get a warm bed, you could get a cuddle, which, I mean, maybe it might not be with the optimum suitor, maybe it might not even be what you want. If you know, maybe you want like a long-term relationship, you want a family, and it's having a casual encounter is not a big priority for you. But you basically, what you have though is men out there who who can't even get that, and they're touch starved. They can't even get, like, I don't know if you've heard this term, like being touch starved, but like they haven't fucking hugged anybody in like forever. And a woman, if you want to cuddle, you don't even have to fuck a guy. You could get a cuddle pretty easily. You know,